Hey everybody, it is, wait, let me think about this. I got it wrong yesterday and I said it was the 5th, but it was the 6th. So today is Thursday, May 7th. It is 6:45. So a little bit later than I usually do my videos, but I'm just checking in. So recap slash update, I don't know. Yesterday I did a video. And I'm guessing, should I assume when I do these that you've seen the ones before? I'll just refresh. Let's just refresh. So, hi. This probably wasn't the smoothest beginning to any of these videos, but that's okay. We're here now. Yeah, today's Thursday, May 7th, and I did some videos, then didn't do some to try and organize my thoughts, and then I was encouraged to just keep going, whether or not my thoughts were organized around this vlog or not. And so I made a video yesterday, and then the big thing was I was recording the video, and because I'm such is it novice? What is it? I'm such a beginner. I have so little knowledge of this whole process that I thought I could, using photo booth, record the video, pause it because somebody asked me a question, and then resume recording as if nothing ever happened. I didn't find out until after I'd paused it that that's not the case. And so I was like, oh man, I didn't finish the video. You know, I was kind of mid-thought when somebody came in to ask me a question. So then I spent, like, literally, guys, an hour trying to figure out how to fix that, because I didn't want to record it over, because this is also part of the process, and because I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. And because since things are so unstructured, I wouldn't even know how to produce that same video again. So yeah, there's that. But what I found out was using iMovie, which again, this is my first Mac that was gifted to me. Sorry, later on that. But, and so I don't know much about like iMovie or photo booth or things like that. So I was thrilled to learn that iMovie comes with my laptop, or I think comes with it. It's on here. And I didn't pay for it. I didn't steal it. It's just that they didn't ask me for money. Anyway, I was able to stitch 2 videos together, which I didn't know I could do. But then, so that part was actually pretty easy. But then I couldn't upload it to YouTube. So that's what took most of the hour, like figuring out what I was doing wrong. Was the file too big? Was it the wrong format? Which is what it said. It said it was the wrong format. But even like in trying to make it, I didn't know how to make it a better format or a different format. So that took a while. And I assumed that I just like would have to figure it out in the morning. So I just was like, I'm just gonna go to bed and deal with it in the morning. But what happened was when I woke up, I realized that there was like this little dial that was like loading, like it was loading the video. It just was taking a long time because I guess the length of it and stitching them 2 together. Yeah, so it worked. It worked, and when I look at the video back, I can tell because I know the moment when I was interrupted, and because I kind of announced what was happening, and then I went back and stitched them together. So probably if I hadn't announced it, people wouldn't know what happened there. But there were 2 separate videos that I was able to bring together. Still very all over the place, especially because I stitched them together. Also, one thing I want to work on is better enunciation and slowing down. When I'm speaking, I don't think it sounds fast, but I've been told that I do talk fast. So I want to be mindful that people can hear and understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, also, I watched some other YouTubers, some other vloggers who've been doing this for a while, and that was really encouraging because they had a lot of tips on like just different things I could do. And at one point, one of these videos is going to be about me learning how to edit and add fun things. Like if I go like this and there's like a little video or icon here, or if I point here and then something pops up, it's not this video. That's not going to be this video. But that's the goal. And somebody just kind of made a good point that her purpose was to make the videos fun, informative, but also fun. And I think it's kind of fun too, learning something new, learning how to edit videos, something I wasn't anticipating doing. But it's been cool. It's a cool little thing. And I want to do it while I have time and kind of get in the habit of it before I have to go back to my structure, my office structure. So, but I'm still, who knows what's going to happen. Who knows? I need to pray more about this because I do have some things I would like to happen, and we'll see. But one thing I did talk about yesterday was I want to just keep putting out content for the next 30 days. Today will be day 1 of the 30 days. Yesterday was more of it was an interesting day, but we're going to count today as day 1. Maybe right around day 20, I'll count yesterday's day 1. If I feel like, I don't know, I get a little restless. It's going to be great. So 30 days of content. I'm not going to overthink it. I don't want to waste your time, but I also want to just share, and I don't want to present any form of perfection because I'm in progress, but perfect is not it. Perfect is not where I am. Perfect is the goal, right? We want aim for excellence, perfection, but the reality is I am human and I'm going to make mistakes and things are not going to be exactly how I want them. And I really don't think that this vlog was my idea because I don't really care to put myself out there like that. But whatever God wants to use this for, I'm down. And it was really cool to see other people, like to see the experiences they got to go on, things they got to do. So that was cool. I do have some things I would like to do in the next, I have to slow down, in the next 30 days. See, I have to pace myself and talk slower than I think I'm talking. Like I have to be intentionally slow in my speech so that it's not fast. Because I don't think it's fast anyway, but other people have told me that it's fast. And now I feel like I'm talking very slowly, but when I watch it back, I guess I'll know. Because again, not going to edit it, just going to post it. So yeah, 30 days. This is day 1. It's been pretty busy, actually. I have a lot of writing to do. I'm behind in my reading. Excuse me. Burped. These are things you edit out, but sorry. Sorry, Mom. I'm behind in my reading. That's not good. Oh, but I can give you a update on some of the books I was reading. So these are 2 books. Just give you a good look at it. That I mentioned last time. I feel like when you see this is this backwards to you? I can't actually tell. This is one of the books I was reading, and it's called What It Is Like to Go to War by Carl Marlantis, maybe is how you say it. I will say this. This book does have language that I don't use and don't condone using. And I'm not done. Oh, that reminds me, I definitely need to read this today. I'm on page 64 out of 255. So maybe like a quarter, almost a quarter through. And I really like it. It is sobering and informative. And it's well written, but not in the sense that I typically mean when I say well written, like in terms of grammar or punctuation or like attention to, grammar rules, but in terms of being captivating and in terms of how he parallels things he's learned in life with things he's learned in war. I don't give the book away, but it's been really good to read. It's about a man who is, I want to say Yale, Oxford, Yale University, and a Rhodes Scholar at Oxford, and he served as a Marine in Vietnam, and so he talks a little bit about that. Essentially talks about how soldiers should be prepared psychologically and spiritually just like they're prepared physically. It's talks about how it is significant to be in war and take a life, and how processing that could help soldiers, but then also be a reality check. Being sober about this could also be a reality check to people who send others to war and make those kind of decisions. And he's not, I'm sorry if you can hear that phone notice. Carl he's not down on war. He's not down on Marines or anything like that. And he details some things that I'm like, oh, I would have definitely been like, forget this. This is not it. But he's supportive and he's proud to be a Marine. But he does speak what I'm believing is candidly and honestly about his experience and just the difficulties there. And what he wished people who didn't go to war would understand before they engage conversation with people who have gone to war. So the scenario of somebody coming back from Vietnam and somebody asked them, like, what does it feel like to kill people? Or, like all sorts of things you say to people when you find out they've gone to war that sometimes are insensitive considering the magnitude of war and what that person's been through. You are coming just to get questions because you're curious, but some people really need to process. You think about, and he makes a point in there, he says, when you consider the suicides, the bar fights, the one-person car accidents, so we have to really look more closely at the psychological effect of war on people, because it's damaging. You all hear all the time stories of like people who have gone to war and come back and their home life is never the same. They have trauma, and they're not, if it's not addressed and dealt with properly, it can ruin lives, relationships, generations, all that. So yes, good book so far. It does have language, and some of it can be crude because war is a little crude. They don't have toilets over there, so he talks about that. And when I read it, I picture some of the gore he's talking about. So if you're like that as well, then you may just I'm sure there are far more gory and detailed books out there. But, yeah. So this is another test because I was just talking about this book and my video froze and I couldn't tell if it was like my computer or the video. And so I couldn't tell if I should keep going, but I couldn't see it. So it was not helpful to me. And so I'm going to have to stitch this video together as well. And it's just an adventure that we're on together. So I'll be using iMovie again to do this, and I'm not going to edit out the fumbling that happened when I was confused. So that's that. And then this is the other book I've been reading, John Eckhart, who is I believe he's a pastor. I don't know his actual title, but apostle and overseer of Crusaders Ministries in Chicago, at least when this book was written. I've heard of John Eckhart. I think I've read some other things he's written, but I've not followed him that closely. But I think I talked about this book before. It is one of those things like dealing with rejection is a thing that I didn't know I needed to do or take so seriously until I was well into my adulthood. And our pastor's wife, Apostle Stephen, I forgot why or what day it was, but she started talking about rejection and how the different ways it manifests, what causes it, and just the danger of it when it's unchecked. And the biggest thing that I took away is that unchecked, if you have endured a lot of rejection early on and often by people you really care about, that it plants seeds in you that if you don't address, you cannot help but perpetuate that cycle. And I found that I'd been doing that in my life. I did endure another fumble I'm going to leave right in there, but I did endure rejection early on by people that were close to me, and often, like, there was this kind of pattern in my life. I was bullied as a child very often, and I internalized a lot of stuff. I didn't talk a lot about it. But yeah, there were some hurtful situations that as a child you should never go through, and then let alone go through by yourself. So I think that started it, but there were other things after that, right? So if you already have these root issues of rejection, and then more rejection comes because it's life, then it can build in you a lot of things, right? Like, this book is teaching me it builds a lot of things. It can build rebellion. It can build, what's that word? Bitterness. It can hinder the ability to give and receive love. And that's something I definitely noticed in my life. You know, like as I look at what started this is I was evaluating my friendships. Actually, let me go back. Let me just be honest here. What started this, it was because I was rejected, and it was really painful, and it is a reality that I am living with every day. And I process it a little bit more every day, I think. You know, like I talk to the Lord about it, ask the Lord to help me to love those who reject me. To give me the grace to love better. Let me tell you something. Love, we act like love is this easy, simple thing. And I guess maybe for some people it is. And kudos to y'all. God bless you. Love is not easy for me. And I say that because I'm not thinking about like, I'm thinking about one friend who I love dearly. And I mean, I don't know when we started being friends, but she's just is like this ball of life. And I love her. And it's fairly easy to love her. Like, it takes effort and work, like any relationship, but it's not like a strenuous thing. I have to remind myself to pray about that relationship, because otherwise it just seems so effortless, you know? I'm not talking about those relationships. I'm talking about people who hurt you, or who you feel like just are opposed to you, or talk about you, or treat you with disdain, or like you don't matter, or like you're disposable. That is when love really matters. Because, I mean, love matters always, but that's the true test of whether or not I love like Christ loved. You know, the Bible even says, what credit is it to you if you love those who love you? If you do good to those who do good to you? What really matters and really shows your commitment to do things God's way is if you love and honor those who clearly don't care about you, clearly don't care about your good, don't care about you flourishing, like have no intention of like being, you know, like being kind to you, all these different things. And I realized I really need God's help in this area. You know, I don't want to continue to perpetuate cycles of rejection where out of fear or insecurity, again, rooted in rejection, I then keep rejecting other people. Up until, it was earlier this year. I'm 30 years, I almost said 31. I'm 30 years old, and it took me this long to realize that I had been afraid of marriage. I didn't know. It's not like I had a bunch of people asking so I would know, you know what I mean? But I will say I had like, I'm going to say like one serious relationship, and I didn't think about being afraid of marriage. The relationship had to end because it was founded, the foundation was not godly. And so it had to end, even though we were both Christians. But that's a whole other side. We'll talk about that later. But I didn't realize, I don't know. I couldn't have foreseen that. Then there was another relationship where, I don't know. These are others. We'll have to go into this later, but long story short, I realized that I had this inner fear of marriage growing inside me, unchecked. And so it was just growing and growing. And every time I would hear another story about somebody who cheated, or somebody who was stealing money, or somebody who had a whole family on the side, or somebody, you know, whatever, saw married people fight, or we just hear about just different secrets. I mean, like marriage sounded all well and good, but then I was like, ooh, I don't know that I really want to do that. But yeah, I don't want to perpetuate that cycle anymore in my life, and I definitely don't want to put it on anybody else. You know, that's the thing. Apostle put it so well. She said, if you're rejected, you can't help but reject. And then you're sowing the same seeds that were sown into you into other people. And that's whack to me. So I'm working on it. But she encouraged me to learn more about it, learn about how it manifests, learn about how to walk in victory from it. Because that's the thing that's so beautiful about God. No matter what else is going on, like, he is the conquering king. Any issue, any problem, anything, he's bigger than it. He's already got the answer for it. And yeah, so this book, so far so good. It's teaching me a lot. Reminded me that I need to really talk to God seriously about how I'm to love better and not assume that I just got it. I do not. I do not have it. I struggle in loving people, especially people that have hurt me, or who even remind me of people that have hurt me. You know, like, it's crazy. It's so crazy how what a place of bondage it can be to be in a place of rejection. It becomes, I was telling my one friend, it becomes these like rose-colored glasses that you put on unknowingly, and then you see the world as pink. And when someone tries to tell you it's not pink, you're like, I don't know, it looks pretty pink from over here, you know, but you just receive relationships and process them through that lens, and it's dangerous. So anyway, another book I'm reading. It's been good. And then I have 2 books I'm reading that are specifically for, well, one is for Bible study. One is for reading in general, but just being a better reader. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. What else? Yeah, this is the danger of like not really having a full structure to these videos. Also, I'm trying to think if my class began at 7 or 7:30. It's now 7:06. I feel like it's 7:30. What else? I think that's really about it. I'm gonna just keep reading those books and the Bible over the next couple days. I hope to finish a couple books of the Bible. Oh, tomorrow. I'll start some tonight. Maybe finish. I'll get through some tonight, but I want to get some more done tomorrow. I've been tracking how many books of the Bible I've read over this quarantine. I was doing really well for a while, and then I wasn't as consistent with like sitting down and spending hours doing it. So I need to get back to that. Yep. But anyway, I do have some other ideas for some of these videos. Some of them I got from IKEA, some from the other vlogs I saw earlier today. Things like a day in the life, but I would just like hyperlapse it, I guess. And then, so you're not going to really be with me for 24 hours, but maybe getting ready, maybe showing some favorite outfits. I want this vlog to be, to be kind of like all encompassing, you know? So we'll talk about things I like, fashion and travel and food and hiking. Maybe one day we'll do like a hike together. That'd be cool. I don't know how I do that though. I have to figure that out. I also want to get some better equipment, right? Like, I'd like to get a backdrop, some more lighting. This is not bad, but I'm currently in a basement, so there's not a whole lot of natural light. So these are photo lights, and I thought it was going to be brighter. It's not. Can you tell the difference? There's one more light bulb than there usually is when I do these videos, but I can't actually tell if it looks lighter. Anyway, this is a whole learning experience, but that is today. I've got some work to do. I've got a class, an online class, and then some reading, and probably some relaxing. Oh, one thing I don't think I've said yet, I'm a big movie buff. I have to really be mindful to discipline myself to spend more time in spiritual books than watching TV. Also, more time working out. I did do some workouts this week. I went for like 4 or 5 miles Saturday, I think. And then I did a couple workouts in-house this week, but not enough. I'm so far behind, y'all. And the weight gain is starting to really bug me out because my clothes are fitting different, and I don't like it. That was a pretty vulnerable moment. I wouldn't share that before, but we're here, and it's happening. And hopefully by the time people actually start watching these videos, I'll have lost some weight, but we'll see. No, I really want to lose some weight. I have not eaten ice cream, and I have not eaten pizza, and I have not eaten dairy, and I'm proud of that. But I have been eating this trail mix from Whole Foods, which has chocolate and nuts, which are fatty, and these cookies that I am now mildly obsessed with that I have to give up. Okay, here we go. Accountability moment. Hold my hand. Okay, you can't really do that, but I'm going to give up sweets starting tomorrow. But for real, starting tomorrow. I did give up ice cream eventually. It took a couple more times. But I'm going to give up sweets starting tomorrow. And in my video tomorrow, We'll talk more about that. I have been eating healthier. I have had some more spinach, some more greens. I found this drink I like. I thought I brought it down here, but maybe not. But it's called the Mighty Dozen. It's a suja drink, also from Whole Foods. And then I've been eating more spinach. I'm trying to eat greens every day. That should be a given, but it has not been as of late. So I'm trying to get back into that. My favorite so far lately, I've made some salmon on the stove. Not my favorite, but our oven's broken. I made some salmon. It was really good too. Really delicious. And I put it on a bed of greens with some pico de gallo sauce. So basic, but so good. And I have a little bit of canned salmon left that I added to some spinach. I don't know if there's pico de gallo in that one. Anyway. This is my video for today. I have to go into iMovie now and stitch them together because of that faux pas earlier. And hope it doesn't look too crazy. I'm interested to see what it looks like when I realize that it was frozen. And then, like, do I look goofy? Am I making a weird face? I don't know. I think I would be tempted to edit it out, but I really don't want to do that. But this is how I learn, I guess, right? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Sorry, it was so weird that I made that noise. I'm sorry. Okay, this was really the end now. Thanks, y'all, for listening. Thanks for rocking with me in the middle of this craziness. I appreciate any feedback you have, and we'll keep going. Day one down. We'll see you tomorrow.